Hey y'all, welcome back to Key is King. Today we will be reviewing the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 16. Next week is Say It With Me, the finale. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Because at this point, I think I'm just going to wait to do like one big reunion recap for Potomac because I've had it. We open this episode with the continuation of Mia being called out and attacked for being a fucking liar, which good for them because she is. And she, of course, can't handle it. She's running inside. She wants to talk about Karen being a drunk and a DUIer, which she is as well. And is about to go to jail, I think, honestly. I think she's really about to go to jail. Do we want to talk about the fall from grace that is? Because we can dedicate a whole video to that, and I won't. But Karen is going forward with her Mia attack, and Mia is claiming that Gordon just updated her a couple of days ago on this stuff and that he's a liar anyway, or just unstable due to his mental illness. Okay. Soon revealed that Stacy is not with the stuff being said to Mia, and she is siding with Mia in all of this. She feels that it's just too much. She feels like everyone is attacking Mia. And everyone is taking notice. Karen is talking shit out loud, I think. I think even Wendy is like, Stacy, what are you doing? Like, what is happening? And Stacy's just like, this is too much. Like, I don't understand what is going on or why everything is like this. But Stacy's choosing her side in this moment. And everyone is looking at her with the good old side eye because, baby, Mia? Alright. I guess you're going to find out the hard way. But they transition back inside to Ashley's show, and Ashley, my God, today, as Candace would say. Josh, which we now, Jack Harlow, Josh is his name. I don't know if I've ever called that man by his real name. I honestly forget it every time I have to do a review. But he's there, and I wrote it down this time. And he's there with her family. So this is the first time that he's meeting her family, who was all at this drag show. And it's very Ashley. It's giving very Ashley. Only Ashley would have her new fuck buddy, boyfriend, boy toy meet her family as she's being a drag king at a gay club for the first, like, when I say only Ashley, I truly mean that. Nobody else. And Kate from Below Deck is there, which was like random as hell to me. Love Kate, don't understand why she was there. Just like sitting next to the ladies. And I was like, Kate? Like, oh, like, okay. Ashley comes out and she does her drag king performance. And it's cringe. Everything Ashley does is cringe. She pulls Karen on stage and is like dancing on her. She doesn't really look like a man in my opinion. She pulls her titties out with pasties on at one point. I don't know what is drag kingish about that. Maybe that is a lane of drag king though. Like feminine drag king. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not judging at all. I just don't find Ashley to be entertaining and I don't find her to be genuine. I feel like she's doing this because like she thinks it'll be like popular or well received. And she knows that like that's not her lane right now being well received. So something about the whole thing is just giving me like the ick. It's not what she's doing, it's just like who's doing it and the reason she's doing it. So I don't really know how to feel about Ashley and this whole fucking thing. I really, really don't. But it was cringy. But she's repping, Ashley's the pageant girl, so she's always going to find a way to justify whatever she's doing is my thing. So she's claiming that this is like really representing her bisexuality and her stepping into herself and just being like proud of herself and something that she was nervous to do and all that shit. And for those reasons, of course, only like a fucking bigot would be like, fuck that. Like, so like, of course, you're going to rationalize it and that makes sense, but I still don't really believe it all that much. But that was Ashley. That's what we got to work with. This is why I'm glad the finale is next week. And of course, before the night is over, the women have to give Ashley the details about Mia and her lying. And once again, the Bravo editors are always at work because the clip of Ashley turning around and being like, bitch, you're lying! I thought she was yelling at Mia, but she was just responding to Wendy and then telling her the tea about Mia. So, you got me again. I thought something fun was gonna happen, but no. I hate editing sometimes. Unfortunately, after this scene, we move on to the airport lovers, Mia and Ink, because every single one of their scenes, damn near, is starting with them at the airport, almost in the same spot every time, with Ink trying to pick up Mia's big old body and put her in the passenger seat, damn near. But they're back together again. They're riding and talking shit about Gordon, because what else do they do? Ink is saying that they don't really have boundaries, how Gordon texted him on some rah-rah shit. And they're like kind of they both seem just emotionally immature. Like, no wonder they were first loves. No wonder they stayed affared down to the boots, into the socks. Because, like, they both share half a brain cell, I think. Like, they're just not, they seem very emotionally immature. Talking about, like, Gordon being involved and their dislike of his involvement and, like, essentially, like, wanting him gone, which is giving me, you hear me knocking on this wood. I am not trying to speak this into existence, so I rebuke no intention with this, but, like, they're giving me killer couple. I mean, I know they've broken up allegedly, according to the Shade Room, because Mia is declassing the show, but, like, apparently the emotional immaturity gives me, like, they would do some stupid shit like that and think they were going to get away with it. They just get on my last nerve. But to try to act like Gordon can't be involved or, like, they don't know how to handle it, like, that is the father of her children, still her husband at this time, so, like, what are you talking about? We move on to Stacey and Ashley. Stacey's doing a dog fashion show as a fundraiser, and she really is clinging on to Ashley so fucking hard as, like, her Potomac bestie and the person she really bonds with and shares the most with. So Ashley's there to talk about it, so Stacey has something to do. And Stacey's really starting to piss me off. Really starting to piss me off. Which apparently all the newbies this season crash and fucking burn. That's just how we're all going out. So, good job, Stacey. But the two besties over here are talking about their mediations, because Stacey just had hers, and she's like, oh, we're going to be wrapping up soon, like, almost done. And Ashley's like, wow, that's such a different experience and story for me. And she's talking about Michael and how they're at a standstill in all of their stuff. And Ashley's like, yeah, it's about to get very real. She's about to do something called the public claim, which, with some definition, I was like, oh, I know what that is, because at first I'm like, what the fuck is that married shit that I have no idea about? But you know how, like, when celebrities get divorced, it's, like, irreconcilable differences, but even normal people. But a public claim essentially is, like, the reasoning for why they're getting divorced, and Ashley's trying to decide if she wants to be messy with the reason or if she wants to be just nice and civil about the reason if Michael does not make a move one way or the other. I say be messy because Michael was messy the whole time, and you're messy, please. You know you need a storyline, so she's probably going to be messy trying to get back on the show. Not that she's off the show, but she needs to be fired. Okay, glad we're all on the same page. But this is when, I don't know if you caught it, my eye roll. Stacey is stupid because she waived her child support after the lawyer told her not to. And all I can say about Stacey is that she's confirming everything about me. Not confirming everything about me. Everything that I thought about her and, like, my thoughts about her is that she just wants to be different so bad. She thought she married and thinks she married some, like, nice white man that's always going to take care of her and her child. But as Ashley said, as her lawyer said, if he gets remarried, if he has more children, that woman and that wife is going to be like, so you don't have any legal reason to be giving this girl money or, like, taking care of her, essentially. And people are rotted. So Stacey set herself up to get okey-doked, and she wants to be different so bad. And I hate to tell her, she's not. I don't know them at all personally, but, like, when it comes down to it, you are not different. And maybe I'm being a hater, but, like, I just don't see that for her. Not that she's going to have an issue, but, like, at some point, reality is going to be reality. And that's just it. And I don't think she's being realistic. And I think that's my biggest issue here. Baby, the way I skipped over Kay talking about Greg, a mess. Giselle, Karen, Kay, and somebody else. Wendy, maybe? It was Ashley. According to my notes, it was Ashley. They all went out to lunch earlier in this episode. Kay comes in sad as fuck because she and Greg had a really bad argument, or a continuation of a bad argument, and it ain't working. In the words of Lauryn Hill, it ain't working. Like, it's not working. You need to walk away. But the scene that we're currently at in the episode is them in the car on their way to eat, and clearly filming with this man is like pulling teeth. They're in the car, he's like trying to give side eyes and be quiet, and it's like mean mugging, and she's trying to like literally pull words out of him, and he's just like, nope. They get to the restaurant, I think somewhere in his brain, well, just, you know sometimes when you have an attitude and you're just stuck in your attitude and everything you do is making your attitude worse, whether it be something stupid like tripping over your foot, or just like things just keep happening. I feel like that is a loop this man is stuck in, because he's on TV, clearly don't want to be, trying to be pushed to talk, clearly don't want to talk. He tried to open the door, damn near fucked up opening the door for her. I'm sure in his mind he's like, fuck, like this is why I don't want to do this shit, like. But the whole thing was a flop, like floppiana, start to finish. They get inside the restaurant, and he's like trying to talk and like trying to like have conversation and like whack ass conversation. She's upset. She's like expressing herself for the first time because she's like so many of these women that come on these shows, and I feel so bad genuinely for them. She's using this opportunity to express herself, because you can tell otherwise, if this man was not in front of a camera that he knew a national audience would be looking at, he would not even be listening to her right now. Promise you. Because as he's telling her, well, she's talking, expressing herself, getting emotional, getting teary, getting choked up, that she like can't talk, she can't express herself. He's telling her that he does not dismiss her. Literally said it like 4 or 5 times, that I don't dismiss you, as he's actively dismissing her. I was just baffled. And the more we get into it, and I know I diagnose so many men like this, but the fact of the matter is my life experience has confirmed so many of men like this are just simply either bisexual or gay. Why they need to go through all of this is beyond me, but something is not right. And I'm still going with my theory that him and that brother had much more fucking, were much more compatible than him and Kay are. I don't get what's happening. Their relationship is not going to work. We see each other. It's not going to work. Sorry. I literally wrote in my notes, it took 16 episodes for this piece of shit. Not that he's a piece of shit, because I don't know him that deep and I don't care that deep, but it took us 16 episodes for this conversation. 16? 1-6. It took 16 episodes for this. For you, sir, not to allow your woman to have her own feelings. Bye. Bye. So Stacy has her fashion show fittings with Vivian, who is Karen's like friend, or like brought Karen. Karen brought her to like the forefront to TV essentially. But Stacy's having her event there. Wendy and Ashley show up. They're like, okay, they're doing their thing. They're being supportive. Giselle shows up on 10. She's like, Karen is the reason you know Vivian, and Stacey's like, I've actually known Vivian longer than Karen, if we want to be real. But essentially, because Karen has declined the invite following Stacey's stance at Ashley's whole event, and Karen was like, due to your words and your actions at Ashley's event, I will not be coming to your fashion show. So with Karen, they're not there to defend herself. Giselle came in ready to fight for her girl. And Giselle was like, you don't even seem like you would do charity. Wendy was like, damn, Giselle, what does that even mean? Like, and Stacey is just baffled. Giselle's like, you didn't give money at my charity or any of my events. And Stacey's like, you kicked me out, Giselle. What are you talking about? So they're having a real moment. Giselle was not feeling it. Giselle came to say, you didn't even ask me if I like dogs to be walking in a dog fashion show. Giselle also comes to decline in person and was like, I'm not coming to your fashion show. I'll be there to support, but I'm not coming and like doing it. it was a lot. Stacey was like, oh my God. Everybody was kind of like, oh my God. And now it's just like, oh, is it everybody versus Stacey? Stacey's like, what is happening here? Just the newscaster voice. She was like, oh my God. This does lead Stacey to say, though, that like Karen just wants like a blind loyalty type of friend, and that's not her. And so she was just like, not really. And Stacey points out that she has been defending Karen at length to these women the whole time she's known them so far, which is not false. So Karen, once again, is being like this weird power trippy DUI monster. It's not a good look. It's really not a good look. Like, really not at all. Fuck. But I think Wendy also was just like, Giselle, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you cannot be coming in here or like saying these things to Stacey. Like, you're way off base. But we end this episode with Stacey getting a newscaster lick right back at Karen. Because she immediately goes to lunch with Mia and immediately tells Mia that Karen was talking shit about Wendy as Stacey joined this friend group and said that Wendy is self-absorbed and only cares about herself. And this is being told to Mia as Eddie is telling Wendy she got invited to the White House to interview the press secretary for the Dr. Wendy show, which is in its like third or fourth year, second year maybe they said. And I'm like, when the fuck? When has it been that long? But Wendy, at the same time that this is being told about Karen, is going to invite Karen to the White House with her. So that's about to be a shit show. All happening in one episode. Also, I found it funny, did not really know how to feel at first, that Eddie tells Wendy she's going to the White House, and her first response was, what wig am I going to wear? Girl, do not make me hit you. Like, stop. Stop playing. Stop playing. But back at Stacey and Mia's lunch, Mia is so excited to hear this. Stacey is messy as shit for immediately doing this, but Karen threw the first punch, honestly. But Mia's like, does Wendy know? And Stacey's like, I don't think so. But we leave the episode with that little morsel of the glints of excitement in Mia's eyes were disgusting. But Stacey knew what she was doing and she told the right bitch. Because Mia is on the fences, swinging back against the ropes with Karen as is, and the group for that matter, so she's going to be happy for a little deflection and a little lick back. But that was Potomac. I'm so happy that we are wrapping up next week. And that was my video. Do not forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I'll catch you soon for something else.